So we have seen so many new definitions in graph theory, like what is the meaning of parallel edge, what is the meaning of a loop, isolated vertex, when do we say that two vertices are adjacent, when we say that a vertex is adjacent with an edge is adjacent with a vertex, and so on. So we have this many things, not adjacent, sorry, incident. When do we say that a vertex is incident with an edge or an edge is incident with some vertex? So let me ask you a simple question. How many edges are incident with V2? How many edges are incident with V2? How much? Rajiv, your voice is not clear. Yeah, 2. Very good. So, how many edges are incident with V2? As you can see, there are 2 edges incident with V2. If I ask you same question for V3, how many edges are incident with V3? Yes. Okay. So, this we say that degree of V2 is 2. So we define a new term, something called as degree of a vortex. What I mean by a degree of a vortex, the number of edges which are adjacent with that vortex, that is known as degree. So the degree of V2 is 2, the degree of V3 is 1. The degree of V4 I'll tell you after some time. So let me define what I mean by a degree of a vortex. So let me define something called as degree of a vortex. So very important definition. So let me take a graph G. Let G be a graph. Let G be a graph and V, small letter V, be a vortex of G. Be a vortex of G. So I have some graph and V is some vortex of V. So what I am defining, the degree of V. So we are defining something as degree of that vortex. We write like this, written as either DEG and the name of the vortex, or simply D, the name of the vortex. If the name of the vortex is U, we write degree U or DU. Okay, what is degree? Is the number of edges incident with V. Incident with V. So this is the definition of degree of a vortex. So from this, in this graph, what we can see, degree of V2 is 2, degree of V1 is 1, degree of V3 is 1, degree of V5 is 1. What about the degree of V4? There is a loop. So we will make a convention that whenever there is a loop on some vortex, that will contribute 2 to the degree, because once like edge is starting, edge is ending. So we just make a convention that whenever there is a loop on some vortex, then that will contribute 2 to the degree of that vortex. So degree of V4 is, this is 2 and this one is 3. So degree of V4 is 3. Did you get my point? So we'll make that convention that whenever there is a loop, I'll count that will contribute 2 to the degree. Because you can just think that every edge contributes 2. 1 to the degree of this, 1 to the degree of this. But this time E4 contributes both to V4. So I'll just write that as a note. So what I'll do? So we we make the convention that each loop on a vortex V contributes to the degree of V. Contributes to the degree of V. Am I clear? So let me give you a quick example. I'll just draw some graph. So suppose this is the graph. This is V1, this is V2. These are my vortices. These are my edges what I'm drawing. There is an edge. There is a loop. And there is one more vortex. So there are vortices V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. Very quickly you tell me what is the degree of V1? What is the degree of V1? How much? 3, right? There are 3 edges. Very quickly you tell me for V2, for V3. So what is for V2? For V2 it is 2, right? Degree of V4 is how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. So degree of V3 is 1 and this is 4, right? It is 1 and then V4, and degree of V5? Yeah, it's 0. Okay, so this V5 is an isolated vortex, you see. Yesterday I said you or told you that I told you that V5 is an isolated vortex. What was an isolated vortex? When there are no edges incident to a vortex, we say that vortex as an isolated vortex. So we may also give a different definition for an isolated vortex. What is meant by an isolated vortex? A vortex is said to be an isolated vortex if and only if its degree is 0. You can also write that definition for an isolated vortex. What is an isolated vortex? A vortex V of a graph G is said to be an isolated vortex if and only if degree of V is equals to 0. I am not writing that. You can quickly take a note of this. Now look at the graph that I will draw now. Okay, look at the graph that I will draw now. So let me draw the graph like this. This. Something like a square. V1, V2, V3, V4. So consider this graph G. Consider this graph G having 4 vortices V1, V2, V3, V4 and having 4 edges. You see, interestingly, what is degree of V1? Tell me degree of each vortex. Yes, very well. You see, this is a very nice graph where degree of each vortex is same. It is exactly 2. Degree is 2, degree is 2, degree is 2, degree is 2. So whenever we have this kind of graph where the degree of every vortex is same, we give a very special name to this kind of graphs. We call this kind of graphs as regular graph. Because the degree here is 2, we will say that is a 2 regular graph. If the degree would have been 100 of each vortex, we will say that is a 100 regular graph. Let me give you the definition of a regular graph. Am I clear what I mean by a regular graph? So this is a regular graph. I'll quickly give the definition of a regular graph. So there are so many definitions before we proceed. As I already said in the first lecture, so what I'll say is a K regular graph. K regular graph. So what is the definition of a K regular graph? This is the definition of a K regular graph. Let G be a graph and K be a natural number or a non-negative integer. Yeah. So B, I'll simply say B a non-negative, it may be 0 also, non-negative integer. G is called a K regular graph, if, very easy, degree of each vertex is K. If the degree of each vertex is K. We call this as a K regular graph. For example, what I showed you in the previous case, you consider this as G. So let me give you a different example this time. So consider this graph. So this is a 2 regular graph with how many vertices? With 5 vertices. In the previous case, I showed you an example of a 2 regular graph having 4 vertices. This time I am showing you an example of a 2 regular graph with 5 vertices. Right? Now another example can be H. Look at this example then. So you see, this is a 1 regular graph. 1 regular graph with how many vertices? With 2 vertices. Right? Now I'll give you an example of a 3 regular graph having 10 vertices. So this is an important one. A 3 regular graph with 10 vertices. And this graph has a special name. I'll just give it a special name after some time. So let me draw the picture first of all. I have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see the 5 vertices. I'll draw 10 vertices. So let me do few things here. Let's join this one with this one. Let's join this one with this one. Let's join this one with this one. This one to this, and this one to this. Just make a star kind of pattern, right? But there are only 5 vertices till now. I have to make 10 vertices. So 6 vertex, 7 vertex, 8 vertex, 9 vertex, 10 vertex. And again join them.
Sir, it's not visible.
Oh, so sorry. Just a minute. I forgot while drawing again. Yeah, and then we join this also. This with this, this with this. Seems very peculiar, but it's very interesting. This graph, you see, there are 10 vertices. There are 10 vertices, as you can see. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a graph having 10 vertex or 10 vertices, and it's count the degree. Degree of this vertex is 3, degree of this vertex is 3, 3, 3, 3, and degree of this inner vertices are also 3. And this graph has been given a very special name. This is known as a Petersen graph. So this will be very much important when we study about Hamiltonian graphs, etc., etc. So Petersen 3 regular graph. 3 regular. So this is also a 3 regular graph, but it has been given a very special name, Whenever this three regular graph has 10 vertices, we call that as a Peterson three regular graph. It may be the reason like it was made by some mathematician named Peterson. We call a vortex, so look at this graph, we call a vortex an even degree vortex if its degree is even, or an odd degree vortex if its degree is odd. So V1 is an odd degree vortex, V2 is an even degree vortex, odd degree vortex, even degree vortex, even degree vortex. So this is another term that I'll be using. What I mean by an odd degree vortex or an even degree vortex. I'll just write it here only. I'll not give you any other definition for that. So this is odd degree vortex. So when I talk about odd degree vortex, I'm talking about those vortices which are having odd degree. Okay, and this is even degree vortex. This is even odd degree vortex, and this is even, and this is even. Okay, so we have this terminology used again, but I am not giving any definition for this. That's just a waste of time. I hope you are clear with this thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now you see what I'll do. So this is the terminology used. Whenever I call odd degree vortex, I'm talking about those vortices having degree odd. Now for any graph, I will arrange the degrees in ascending order. I will arrange the degrees in the ascending order. So how will I arrange? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have arranged the degree like this. This is the ascending order of the degrees. So this ascending order is known as degree sequence of a graph. This ascending sequence of degrees is known as degree sequence of a graph. So let me very quickly give you the definition what I mean by the degree sequence. So this is exactly what I said. If you are arranging the degrees in the ascending order, that is known as the degree sequence of the graph. And you see, it's very easy to know also that there will be 5 vertices. It is clear from the degree sequence that how many vertices are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What will be the degree sequence of the lower graph? The degree sequence will be 2, 2, 2, 2. So this is the degree sequence of this graph G. Clear with this term? Degree sequence. So I have a definition now. So the definition is something like this. The definition. So let me write this one. I have to give a general definition. So n1, n2, dot 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 nk. Okay, be the degrees of vortices of a graph G such that n1 lesser equals to n2 lesser equals to dot dot lesser equals to nk. So I am arranging them in the ascending order, right? Nk, then the definitely it cannot be infinite. So because the number of vertices in a graph is always finite. So then the finite sequence n1, n2 dot dot nk is called the degree sequence. Degree sequence of the graph G. Degree sequence of the graph G. Okay, now the next thing is you tell me, given any graph, can that have 2-degree sequences? Can that have 2-degree sequences?
No, sir.
No, definitely no. So clearly, from the definition, it is very much clear to us that clearly every graph has a unique degree sequence. Every graph has a unique degree sequence. So give me any graph, whether Rajkamal writes is the degree sequence or Angel writes the degree sequence, both will get the same answer. The degree sequence will not be different for a given graph. Okay, so every graph has a unique degree sequence. What about the converse question? What about the converse question? That is, suppose I give you a degree sequence. Okay, like consider this. I have given you that, consider the degree sequence. I have already given you a degree sequence. Suppose the degree sequence is 2, 3, 3, 4. I have given you a degree sequence 2, 3, 3, 4. Now you are asked to draw a graph which will follow this degree sequence. You are asked to draw a graph whose degree sequence will be this. What do you think? All of you will get the same graph, or you may be different? You may get different answers. The answer is you may get two complete different graphs having same degree sequence. So let me give you an example here. So I need I need 4 vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I will take 4 vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need degree 2. Suppose I am giving this one a degree 2 like this. So degree is 2, as you can see, of this vertex degree is 2. Okay, I need a degree 3 also, no? So what I'll do, I can either join here also. Yeah, if you want, you can join like this, no? So 2, just check here how much. V1, V2, V3. So this has degree 2, this has degree 3, this has degree 3. And this has degree 2, and I will go give a loop here. You see, this is a graph having degree sequence 2, 3, 3, 4. Just check it. This is a graph with degree sequence 2, 3, 3, 4. And I can draw another graph, you see. I can draw another graph like this. 1, 2, 3, 3. No. So I need 2. This is 2. So this is V1, this is V2, this is V3. And yeah. So 2. And I'll give a parallel edge also. So this is again, you see, 2, degree is 3, degree is 3, and I'll give V4 here, and I'll give 2 loops on V4, 1 loop and then second loop. And you just check, both of these graphs have degree sequence 2, 3, 3, 4. Just check, degree of V1 is 2, 3, 3, and 1, 2, and loop is counted twice, so 4. Similarly, 2, 3, 3, and this is 2 and 2, 4. So again, these are two different graphs having the same degree sequence. Clearly, these two graphs are distinct just because this is a graph having no parallel edges, and you see this is a graph having a parallel edge. Or other way around, this graph has a vertex having 2 loops, and this graph has only one vertex having just 1 loop, not 2 loops. So let's write that. This is what? Different graphs having same degree sequence. So remember this term. Okay, so when I have a given graph, the degree sequence will be unique. But if I already give you a degree sequence, then you may draw two complete different graphs. So count the, like, write all the degree, like simply I'll say write the degree sequence. Okay, degree sequence is done. You just add all the degree sequences, just add them. So 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 4, 12. So if I that what I mean to say is, on adding all the degrees, I am getting 12. I am getting 12. Count the number of edges: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 edges, and you see the answer that came is twice the number of edges. Same in this case, you may just check. Is that a coincidence? Let's see. Let's see. Look at this one. What is the sum of all the degrees? 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 10. Count the edges: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much? Again, the sum of all the degrees is actually twice the number of edges. Again, very interesting. What about the last one? This dangerous looking graph. You count the degrees, so 3, 3, 3. How many times? 10 times. The sum of degrees is coming as, how much? Sum of degrees is coming as 30. 3 tens are 30. It's a 3 regular graph having 10 vertices. So 3, 3, 3 will add 3 times and 10 times. That is the sum of the degrees is 30. Edges you count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blue ones are 5. Green ones are 5. Black ones are 5. So how many edges? 50. So in this case also, the sum of the degrees is coming as twice the number of edges. Let's see for the last time. Check for this graph. What is the sum of the degrees? 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 6 plus 4, 10. And again you see the edges: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's again twice the number of edges. So this was not a coincidence. This is not just a coincidence, but a theorem proved by Euler. Euler said that the sum of all the degrees is always an even integer, and not only that, the sum will be equal to twice the number of edges. So this is the first property of a graph that we will study now, and this was proved due to Euler. So I'll do the first property or the first theorem of graph theory, and we will give this name. This was proved by Euler. So what does Euler said? Let me state it. Okay, let me state this. The sum of the degrees, the sum of the degrees of all the vertices, the sum of the degrees of all the vertices of a graph is twice the number of edges. Twice the number of. So this was the first property that we are doing in graph theory. So what you draw any graph, any peculiar looking graph, very complicated, doesn't matter. Euler told you that the sum of all the degrees will be definitely an even number, and that will be nothing but twice the number of edges. The proof is very easy. The proof is very easy. I'll first give you an idea. I'll first give you an idea, then I'll do it. So you see, suppose I have any graph. Let me quickly draw some graph. Suppose I have this graph. Okay, having 4 vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, I'll just name the vertices like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are so many edges, as you can see. I have taken a parallel edge also. I have taken a loop also. Now you see what I'll do while proving things. I will take any edge E. I am choosing this edge arbitrarily. Okay. So when I am choosing this edge E, you see what happens. This E will contribute to. This E will contribute to this sum, because 1 to this vertex and 1 to this vertex. Did you get my point? This E will contribute 2 to this sum. Why 2 to this sum? Due to E, the degree of 1 will be plus 1 and degree of 2 will be plus 1. Did you get my point or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you choose another edge E. Again, due to this edge, suppose this was E1, suppose this is E2. If I am choosing, just look here, Angel. If I am choosing any edge E2, this is contributing 1 to the degree of V2 and contributing 1 to the degree of V3, or suppose only 3. Every edge contributes twice to the sum degree, sum of all the degrees. Why? You see, this, due to this edge, the degree of 2 will be plus 1, and due to this edge, the degree will be plus 1. We are doing the same thing here as well. You see, how do you find the degree of a vertex? You see how many edges. So 1 from here and 1 from here. But every edge gives twice degree. That means 1 to this one and 1 to this one. Did you get my point? So every edge will contribute 2 to the sum of all the degrees. And what if that is a loop? If my edge is a loop, then also it contributes twice. Suppose this is the edge E3. Why it will contribute twice? Just by the convention that we made. Every loop contributes twice to the degree of the vertex. So 1 due to this edge, 1 due to this edge, but 2 due to this edge. So every edge also contributes 2 to the degree. Did you get my point? What I said?
Yes, sir.
So I will exactly write what I explain it to you in this graph, and that will be the proof. You see. So let me start the proof like this. Let G be a graph. Let G be a graph with some n vertices, suppose. So let G be a graph. Let G be a graph with n vertices, and m edges. So I am assuming that my graph has n vertices and m edges. N vertices, I should have named this vertices. I'm writing it here. N vertices with the name of the vertices being V1, V2, ... Vn. So let G be a graph with n vertices, V1, V2, V3, ... Vn, and m edges. I'm not giving edges the name. To prove, what do we have to prove? Degree of V1 plus degree of V2 and so on, degree of Vn. I have to prove that this is 2 times m. Right? This is what we have to prove. Degree of V1 plus degree of V2 plus degree of V3 and so on, degree of Vn. That is twice the number of edges. Or writing in a more compact notation, summation degree Vi, I running from 1 up to n. This sum, I'll simply say that this is the sum. This sum will be 2 times n. I want to prove this. Am I clear? I want to prove this. So now the degree DEG VI. So degree of some vortex is what? Of VI. So the degree of VI is the number of edges, is the number of edges incident to it, right? So what is the definition of degree that I have said? The degree of some vortex is the number of edges incident to each. Now let me choose an edge. So let me write that. Each edge E is either a loop, or is incident with two distinct vortices, Okay, so I am choosing any edge, calling that as an edge as E. So that edge is either a loop or that edge is a normal edge. That means that is incident with two distinct vortices. Okay. So we'll consider case by case. We'll first consider that E is a loop. So if E is a loop, then loop on some vortex, right? So E is a loop on a vortex VI. So if E is a loop on a vortex VI, then E contributes to degree of VI. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So we'll go to the second case very quickly. So what is the second case? If E is incident with two distinct vortices. So if E is incident to or incident with two distinct vortices, so let me name them vortices. Suppose VI and VJ. Okay, so if E is incident with two distinct vortices VI and VJ, you can write this where I1 lesser equals to I, suppose less than J lesser equals to N. So I want to say why I have given I less than J. If this is V1, this cannot be V1. They are distinct. So I can write like this: 1 lesser equals to I less than J lesser equals to N. So I and J are from 1 to N, and this I is less than J, I am assuming. Okay. So if this is V5, this can be V7, something like that. If I write an equality, they can be same as well. So if E is incident with two distinct vortices VI and VJ, then E contributes 1 to each degree of VI and degree of VJ each. If this is VI and this is VJ and there is a loop or there is a edge like this, so this edge will contribute 1 to the degree of V1, because due to this edge E, the degree of V1 is 1, plus 1 and degree of Vj will be plus 1. Did you get my point?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thus, every edge E contributes to so in any case, if I sum all the degrees, so what happened? Each will contribute 2. From the first two cases we saw, if that is that edge is a loop, then it is contributing 2 to sum of the degree, hence contributing 2 to this sum. But if E is incident with two distinct vertices V1 and Vi and Vj, so it is contributing 1 here and 1 here. But if I am adding them together, degree of V1 plus degree of Vi plus degree of Vj, then again E is contributing 2 to the sum. Did you get my point? So in every case, any edge E will contribute 2 to this sum when I'm summing it. Yes or no? If you are not convinced, please feel free to ask. For the last time I'll be speaking, this one, yeah, it's clear, right? So if this is a loop, then definitely contributing 2. If this is a simple edge with two distinct vertices, it is increasing 1 here, increasing 1 here to their degrees. When I sum their degrees together, so due to this edge, the sum is increased actually by 2. That's what I've written. So every edge contributes 2. So if there are 100 edges, that will contribute 2 into 100 to this. So because there are m edges, so I'll just write that. So every edge contributes 2 to this one. Since there are m edges, the total contribution to this summation of degree Vi's is twice of this one, no? Because every edge contributes twice, so m edges will contribute twice of that, so 2m, right? Hence, what can I say? The sum of all the degrees, I running from 1 up to n, is nothing but 2m, which is twice the number of edges. This completes the. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So just a corollary to this. So my question will be this: can you draw a graph? Or can there exist a graph having the degree sequence, 1, 1, 2, 3. So can you draw this graph having the degree sequence 1, 1, 2, 3? What is your answer? Very good. It's a no. The answer is clearly a big no. Why? Because if I add all the degrees, is how much? 2, 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. It's 7. It should be an even integer, which is, because whatever graph you give, just now I proved that sum of all the degrees is always an even integer. So, which is not an even integer. Yes, not an even integer. So whatever graph you give it to me, the sum of the degrees is always an even integer. So there does not exist any graph whose degree sequence is this. Just because if I add the degrees together, I am getting an odd number which is not an even integer. So you cannot find a graph, or you cannot, there cannot exist a graph having a degree sequence 1, 1, 2, 3. So we have just done one property of graph. Okay, we have many other properties that we'll discuss in the next class. Thank you. That's all for today.
Thank you, sir.